Okay, right. Thank you very much for coming for today's lesson. I just want to highlight some important stuff and go through the all the things on algebra as much as possible. So I'll start off with the first part on the following question. Okay, simplify the following. Now, a common mistake that students will do is sometimes they'll take 4 to multiply to the first bracket and also to the second bracket. But 4 can only be multiplied one time. So either you can do 3x plus 5, x minus 2, expand it, do the rainbow first, then you multiply the 4 inside, or you can do the 4 multiply in already, then to first bracket, then the 12x multiply to x, 12x multiply to negative 2, 20 to x, 20 negative 2 to give you the answer. Then when we simplify, right, simplify means expand and simplify, right? So you will group the terms with the same x value together, right? Then get this number over here. Okay, but then some students will think that 12, 4, and 40, can we divide these by 2 or any other number or not? Are we supposed to do that? Nobody answer question one. Hello.
No.
No, cannot, okay? So you do not divide by any number. Unless they put equal to 0, then you reduce the equation, then that's okay. If not, then you don't do so. When they say simplify, it means expand. Simplify, leave it like that. Don't do anything. Don't factorize, don't reduce or anything. Okay? Who's here? Oh, Zixuan. Hi, Zixuan. Okay, now next part of the question. Okay, this one, now how many of you went to multiply the 3 inside the bracket? Got anyone do so or not? Okay, you must take note. 3 itself do not have a square. So we cannot multiply 3 inside the one with a square. Oh, Rahul is here. Hi, Rahul. Okay, so this number 3 itself do not have a square. So I cannot multiply the 3 to make it become 6m minus 15m. Then you square it. That is not correct. Okay, so what we need to do is we square this thing first. So when it says a square, it means the number you repeat it 2 times, right? Then now I'm going to expand out this one. So 2m times 2m is 4m squared. Okay, power 2, not 4m. Then 2m times negative 5. Negative 5 minus 2a times negative 2m. Then this one, negative times negative is positive, right? 25n squared. Then what we can do, we can simplify the like terms. Okay, put them together, become negative 20. After we expand out the square already, now then we multiply the number 3 one time inside all the terms. Okay, so do not multiply the 3 inside first, then you square it. Later it become 9. So then the answer not correct. Okay, so you expand out the square first already. After that, then you do the last step. Okay, then also don't go and take out any divide by 3 lah, or don't reduce it further. It's not equal to 0. They don't have equal to 0. This one did not appear. So you have to leave this as the answer. Is this okay? Can I? Got any question? Okay, then I continue already because I got quite a number of questions here to go through. Okay, this question over here, to take note. Now this one, some students will mix this up with 2x minus 5 times x minus 3 square. Okay, but you take note, there is no, this one here is just bracket, got no sign, but there is a subtraction sign here. So it means what is the number that needs to be multiplied? Nothing needs to be multiplied. It's just a number invisible, number 1. Okay, so what actually we do, we keep the 2x minus 5 over here, don't do anything to it. And this square means, what does square means? Are y'all going to talk to me? I don't like to talk to myself though.
Madam, we are not gonna talk to you.
Huh? Sorry again? Not even what again? Hello?
This worksheet,
This worksheet, the one that I stapled, the Sec 2 worksheet, the whole stack of the Sec 2 worksheet yesterday.
Oh, never mind.
Then it's after simultaneous equation, is the part 2, the basic things. If not, the soft copy is on Google Classroom. Can find? Elise, are you able to find the paper?
I find already.
Find already, yeah? Okay. Then, so now when I square, okay, what does the square means? It means I repeat this 2 times, then I multiply x times x squared, x times this, so on and so forth. Negative times negative become positive 9. Okay, now after that, then I multiply in the negative sign to change all the sign here. Okay, so this one, please take note of your own working. Those of you who might have done the answer, please check. Okay, make sure you change the sign. After that, then now we rearrange x squared, then all the x terms, and then the numbers. So all the x term is 3x, and 2x add together give you 8x. Then the last number, negative 9, negative 5. Some student will put negative -4, not correct. Please use your calculator to check. -9 minus 5 is negative 14. Okay, any problems with this question? You're okay? Right. No. How you solve, is this okay? Cashin?
Can.
Can then I continue? Okay, now this is the difference. This one is simplified. Okay, it means you expand and you simplify the things, right? Okay, but the next one here is factorize completely. Now, when the question say factorize completely, it means they want the answers in terms of brackets or some common factor, maybe let's say 3 or something, at a factor and then a number, a bracket itself. So there are a couple of different types. Okay, you notice I've written down over here. This is the one with 3 terms that comes with square, x square, x, and a number. So when you have x square, x, and a number, 3 terms, we use this trial and error method, or you can use your calculator 5 to 2. When you have 2 terms and subtraction with some power, we try to think of the special product. A square minus b square equals to a plus b, a minus b. So some of you might have forgotten. So this one later you can write it down. Then for question with 4 terms, this one is actually in your Sec 1 topic. Okay, but your Sec 2 textbook also have, Sec 3 textbook also have. So when you have 4 terms, right, we try to group them 2 by 2 together. Okay, so let's begin with this question. Now, a lot of the times, students will go and directly use the calculator to do this factorization. They realize that the numbers doesn't match. This one is who? Hello, Adalina. Okay, then you realize that this one, the number sometimes doesn't match because your calculator will automatically simplify it to the simplest form. They will take out all the common factors. So what we can do, the question doesn't tell us the common factor directly. So you have to check, always check for common factors first. 12, 14, 10 can be divided by 2. So you must factorize out these 2 first. If not, your calculator, the number that they give you will be directly 5/3. Okay, yeah, 5/3. Then you'll not be correct answer. Okay, so after I divide out by 2, I get 6y squared, negative 7y, and negative 5. Now, do you all know how to use your calculator menu 522 to get the answer? Right, if you use this question, for this question itself, this is 6y squared, negative 7, negative 5. If you press your calculator menu 522, then the A is 6, then you press equal, negative 7 equal, negative 5 equal. Then when you press equal, right, there will be 2 answers. One of them will give you 5/3, the other one will give you negative 1/2. Now, what does these numbers means? I need to plug them into my working. Okay, in exam, right, this working may not give you any, may not be necessary if you know how to use your calculator to get the answer correctly. Okay, if you can get the answer straight away, you'll most likely get the marks. But if you cannot get the answer straight away, then they will want to see your working, see whether can give marks or not. So look carefully at this. first thing, the denominators is 3 and 2. So it's 3y times 2y to give you 6y squared. So when I have number 5 over 3, right? 5 is at the back, 3 is in front together with the y. So this is 5 over 3, right? The 5 is at the back, 3 is in front together with the y. Now this is a positive number. We change the sign to become minus. Okay, this is 1 over 2. So this will be 1 with 2y. Then this is negative. This one become plus sign. Okay, can I just check how many of you will use the calculator to help you find your answer? You all know, like, I just see your hands up. Those of you who use the calculator to get answer. Okay, Adalina, very good. What about the rest? Do you all use the calculator to find answer? You all know how? Right here, you do manually.
No.
You I think better learn a bit to check your answers. Okay. Yeah, just double check. Like, exam can save some time to double check, especially when the numbers are very big. So those who know how to use the calculator, very good. Please do teach your friends as well. Make sure they know also. Okay. Then like that, I'm going to test y'all. So if let's say my calculator give me the first answer is x equals to -3 over 2. What will this bracket be? Anyone? If it's -3 over 2, right here, how? You don't use the calculator, right? If this one is -3 over 2, then this is how many x? This is 3 over 2, so it will be 3. And then where did the 2 go? Right here.
Outside.
Outside. No, not outside. With the 2 is with the x, okay? It's 2x. Then the 3 is here. This one is negative, so we write it as a plus sign. Is this okay? Right, must learn a bit. Right here. Are you there? Right here. Okay. No response. Okay, I don't know. Don't know what happened to him already. Or he typed me a message. Oh, okay. Okay, you type me the message now. Okay, can. Right, this one you better learn, okay? Make sure you know how to do. Save a little bit of your time. Right? So the first type is this. I purposely put all those that need to check for common factor. So during exam, always double check for common factor. And the 2, don't throw away, keep it there. Next part, this one. Okay, usually something square minus something square, we'll think of a plus b, a minus b. This is a special product. There are 3 special products. Later you get to see inside the worksheet itself also. So firstly, we check 24 and 6. We divide by the common factor 6. A cubed. A, the common factor is a. So we take out 3 of them. A cubed, take out a, left a square. Y cubed, take out the y, left y squared. So now when we have this, notice the number 4a squared is actually 2a times 2a. Or some of you can like to think of it as in square root of 4a squared. So square root of 4a squared can give you, square root of 4a squared is actually the number 2a. Then you can think about it, then you use the special product. The special product says it will be 2 brackets and 2 sign, 1 plus, 1 minus. So 2a times 2a to give you 4a squared, y times y to give you y squared. Then that's how you get your answer. Okay, some students, if you do until this step, you get this answer. If the teacher is kind and give a lot of marks, then you can get 1 mark for your method mark. Okay, but sometimes the teacher says you must do both steps to just get the 1 mark. So unfortunately, you may not get any marks. So just take note. Okay, so 3 terms, 2 terms, 2 terms use special product. Next one, this one. Okay, I do a little bit slower because I here got quite a number of common mistakes. When there's 4 terms, we try to do grouping. We put the terms that has common letters or common numbers together, a common factor. So PQ, in this case, I can group together with 2QX. Usually the teacher will teach you this kind of working. But for me, I would like to do the division 1. That's only personal preference. Okay, so PQ, I take out the Q. Q is the common factor. I take out Q, left the letter P. 2QX, I take out the Q, left 2X. So the moment I get P plus 2X, right, I must make sure the next one that I divide also must get the same answer, same P plus 2X. So my second group now is minus 4px minus x squared minus 4px minus 8x squared. First one, check 4 and 8. Actually, I did it like that. Even before I did this. I did it this way. I have 4, I divide by 4, and then I divide by x because here got x and x squared. So the highest one is x. Then I got a negative p and a negative 2x. Then I notice this one is positive, this one positive, but the two signs here different. So what do I need to do? Nobody answer me. Oh, hello. So this one, but these two not the same sign. What can I do to change sign?
Change sign.
Correct. I put the change sign, I put the negative, then it will change and it will change, correct? So for me, this start working, I can see and I double check my answer. Okay, but for my students, what are your common mistake? Your common mistake is, yes, you also wrote negative 4 here, but you put you forgot to change the sign and you put minus. Then you realize that the answer like different like that. So when this is the case, always check. Negative divide by negative will give you a positive answer. So whenever you realize that if the thing is exactly P plus 2 actually the same, only the sign is different, go back and check your sign again. Is that okay? So this part I must check. Okay. Now, then the number, the one that is repeated, we only write it one time. Some students will write it P plus 2x, P plus 2x 2 times. This is not true, because the common factor we only write one time. Okay, then the other one, what's the remaining? The one Q minus the 4x is over here. So a lot of you know how to do is just the sign. This is the sign that always go wrong. So always go back and double check your answer, your working again. Or if not, just put a plus lah. Make it the same. Must make them the same. These two must be the same. Okay. I think this one I might need to give a bit more practice questions on just grouping itself. I try to generate worksheets, extra worksheets for some students also. Okay, let me know if you need this part. Okay, next one, let me move on. Okay, this one. Okay, can I have trouble y'all a little bit? Can you all write down the 3 golden rules? Make sure you all write this down. These are the 3 special products. Okay, although textbook usually comes with the form a plus b squared equals to a squared plus b squared, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Usually, teachers might ask you to memorize it in a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. But most of the time, students don't remember it this way. So they only remember, they straight away do a squared plus b squared. Then they don't know already. Okay, so for me, I will always just put it this way. And I tell my students that if it's a plus b whole thing square, yes, I get a squared plus b squared. But a and b marry each other, they got 2 baby. So this is a plus 2ab. Right? Then a minus b squared, okay, it is a squared plus b squared also. It's not minus b squared, it's a squared plus b squared. But a times b is negative ab, and they got 2 of them, 2 babies, but it's negative. So this is the part that helps to differentiate the 2 of them. Okay, then the third one, 1 plus 1 minus become a squared minus b squared. Most of you will be familiar with this one. Okay, now, how to do this type of question? How do I know when I look at this, I must think of this product that I need to use this? What are the things to see? First one, I look at it, n minus n square minus n square, and they give me number, and they give me n plus n. So when I see all this, right, and with a square, I try to think of the 3 golden rules. Then I try to match. N minus n can be found in number 3 and number 2. But number 2 itself got a square. Maybe have or don't have, I do not know. Second one, m square minus n square is a square minus b square. So these two parts already fit rule number 3. Then last but not least, they asked me m plus n. There's a first one and a third one, but the common one, all three of them fit the third rule. So when it fits the third rule, right, I write down rule number 3 first. A plus b, a minus b equals to a square minus b square. Then I plugged it, the letter inside. I plug the letter inside. I plug the one that they want inside. Oh, sorry. This one is this. And here and here. Okay, I put them inside. Then they give me numbers. After I write the rule, next step, replace the number. So can you tell me m minus n become what number? Are you all typing out answers or something like that? Yeah, nobody type out. Oh, well, you type up to me for. Okay, thank you. Then m square minus n square is the number 24. Okay, then what is the relationship between these two brackets? A lot of times the students will bring over here and then you put minus, then give me answer 20. No, this is bracket means multiplication. To undo multiplication, we do division. Then you get your answer 6. Okay, common mistake is students do like that until here, then they go and bring over, they do minus. Not correct, yeah? The relationship between the two brackets is multiplication. So you do division to get the answer. Okay, so far? Okay, next part of the question. Next one, question number 4. Same pattern again. You see got a plus b square, got something square, and add 2ab. This means I must use one of the special product. Let's check. My rule here got a square plus b square. Number 1 have a square. Number 2 also a square plus b square. Next one, a minus b whole thing square. Who is here? Oh, Arisha. Hello. Okay, then the next one, a minus b whole thing square. This one give away already. A minus b whole thing square must definitely be rule number 2. It can only this one got a minus b whole thing square. So we'll write down the rule first. Then the next step, replace whatever that we have, the numbers, plug it in. So my number over here, a minus b square is 36. Replace this one by the number 36. Then they tell me a plus b whole thing square is 21. I replace a plus b square by the number 21. Okay, then in my rule, I'm left with a negative 2ab. But they want positive 2ab. Doesn't matter. Later, I find out the number first. Okay, now in this case, just now was multiplication. There was no sign over here. It's multiplication. Now there is a sign over here. So this 21 itself is originally a plus 21. So what do? We shift this over and it becomes negative 21. I don't like to talk to myself, but yeah. Okay, so this one is subtraction, 36 minus 21. But last but not least, this one got negative. I want a positive 2ab. What can I do? I should join the meeting actually, so that I can see what you all type. Yeah, somebody type the answer. Okay. How? Then what can I do? How can I change the sign? I just multiply by a negative number lor. So this one become negative 50. Okay? Still okay with this? Are y'all still surviving? Do y'all recall that y'all have done this in Sec 2 before? Okay, nobody talk to me. Never mind, I talk to myself. Next question, last but not least of this type. Okay, a square plus b square. A square plus b square can be found in number 1, number 2. Okay, a square plus b square. Then I have a minus b whole thing square. This one give away already. No. Oh, there, a plus b. Then they want me to find a plus b whole thing square. So this one, obviously, a plus b whole thing square will be the rule number 1. Okay, so I'll follow a plus b whole thing square is a square plus b square. They marry each other and they have 2 babies. Okay, so positive, so 2ab. Then next step, we replace the numbers that we have. A square plus b square is the number 34. 2ab means 2 times ab. ab is the number 15. So plug this inside here. Then the number 2 times the number 15. So 2 times 15 is 30. 30 plus 34 gives you the number 64. Answer. Are you all okay with this concept? You're okay, then y'all give me a hands up. No? Or you need me to explain it again? Okay, so far so good. Okay. All right, good. Okay. Next part, okay, this one, fractions. I must just highlight a few things, very important. Now, first thing, I was doing some of the papers that I marked, okay, by some students, or sometimes some of you do working, whichever that I checked before. Some of you start to cancel, or I don't know what you want to do lah. Okay, no, when it's still at the division state, you cannot cancel anything. Okay, and some of you try to multiply I times 10 times j squared, make the denominator same. No, you only make the denominator same when it's addition or subtraction. So now what we do when there's a division, we keep, change, flip. I keep this the same. Yeah, let me erase this away. Okay, I keep this the same, so I'm gonna have 18h cubed j cubed. Flip this, change the division into multiplication. Flip the fraction 10j squared 3h5k. Right? I know a lot of students will start to do cancellation, but you must be very careful. The teacher who mark your paper is not me. Other people's mark my paper. You start cancelling, they can say that you cancel with the working. So try not to cancel. Okay. And the next thing is I don't like to start cancelling and I forget the numbers. So usually what I do, right? I will multiply numerator with the numerator. Okay, denominator multiply with the denominator. So in this case, I will have 18 times 10, 180. H cubed, no other thing to multiply, so it's just h cubed. J squared, j cubed and j squared. Multiply j, another 2j. Total got how many j? Got 5 of them. So when I multiply the power, add together. When I divide the power, subtract. Okay, so this one is a loss of the indices. Please take note. Right? Then I do denominator with denominator, 5 times 3, 15. I try to align H with H also. So I identify H5 is here. Then K. K3, here got 3. Here got 1 more. Total, K to the power of K3, K1, K to the power of 4. Then I simplify. That's not the answer yet. Okay, take the calculator, simplify. 180 over 15. I think I hopefully I got pressed my calculator correctly lah. Should be 12. H cubed and H5. This one. Okay. H cubed and H5. Which one has a higher power? The top or the bottom? Which one has a higher power? Can you all switch on mic and talk to me? I don't like talk to myself.
Lonely read.
What do you say? You said something. Cube and H5, which one has the higher power, the top or the bottom?
The bottom.
Yes, thank you, the bottom. So on top got 3, bottom got 5. I subtract away, left how many? Power, divide, right? Divide is power, subtract each other, right? I subtract away, left how many?
Oh,
Bottom, yes, left 2, right? Okay, so if I left 2, it's at the bottom because the bottom have a higher power. So in this case, I have H square. Next one, J5 got nothing, so it's J5. K4, nothing, so K4. So therefore, this one is the answer. Is this okay? Can these are all in positive indices form, so nothing to the power negative power. Okay, a later part when we do indices, then you'll see the negative power coming out. Next type, okay, what is the difference between this? This one, there is no, you notice there is no addition and subtraction sign at all. I can cancel things like that. But when I have this, there is a subtraction sign and addition sign. I cannot cancel p squared, q, or whichever. You cannot do that. What you need to do, you must factorize. Okay, so for the first part, I should identify this part by part. 5p squared minus 45q squared. First thing, check for common factors. 5 and 45 have common factors. So 5 and 45, I take out the 5, left p squared. 45 divide by 5, left the number 9, q squared. But check, this is 2 terms. Remember, we did 2 terms just now. 2 terms must think of a squared minus b squared, a plus b, a minus b. It's quite easy to recognize. How do I know? Because I see square, square, and the number 3. I can square root 3. 9 is 3 times 3, right? So square root of 9 gives you the number 3. So actually, I can take this to become 2 brackets, 2 sine, 1 plus 1 minus, p times p squared, 3q times 3q, 9q squared. So this portion, I will replace this totally like that. This part still okay? Next one, the second one at the bottom, I look at p squared and p, common factor. I take out one of the p, left a p over here. Take out the p, left 3q. Right? And I always put everything in terms of brackets because I want to cancel them as one whole expression, not individually, but one whole bracket itself. Now I can cancel these two, the top and the bottom. Okay, then I can cancel away, then I'm left with this. Now, it is not necessary to expand this out. Keep it factorized. Factorized is the simplest form. Is this question, are you okay with this question? So far, so good. Can nobody say anything? Then I move on now.
Can.
Yes, thank you. Next part, okay, addition and subtraction. 3 main common types of addition and subtraction. First type, whenever you see this kind of denominator, I know students usually will try to do y squared plus y minus 6, then you'll try to make the denominator the same, right? Don't rush into it. Always check, can the denominator be factorized or not? How do I know whether it can be factorized or not? How do I know whether it can be factorized or not? What is this pattern? This is how many terms? Got 3 terms, right? X squared, X, a number. I can use what to help me check? The calculator. What can I do on the calculator to help me check? Nobody tell me answer. Ayo. Those who use the method, you all can tell me. What can I do to help me check answer? I should see anyone. Okay, somebody told me the answer, but that was a previous question. What can I do to help me check the answer whether it can be factorized or not?
Do frame method.
The calculator method, right? 522.
No.
Manual or your mode is mode 33 or manual 522. Either one. Okay. So go and use your calculator method. Okay, use 522. Then according to this calculator will give you the answer -3. If it's -3, remember to change it to plus. The answer calculator will give you 2. Remember to change it -2. Okay, the sign must change. So this will be y plus 3, y plus 3, y minus 2. So change this into this one. Okay, then we copy down the next bracket, next fraction, keep it the same. Now, observe the denominator. This is y minus 2. This is y minus 2. They are already common. The one that is the same, I don't repeat again. I don't multiply again. So what is the factor that is missing? The y plus 3 is missing. So I add one more y plus 3, add one more y plus 3 to this fraction. Yesterday, Feng Qing did multiply by +3, multiply by +3. That's not correct. It's the whole expression y plus 3, y plus 3, the whole bracket. Okay. Then the teacher always give a very tricky situation. Remember, this is subtraction sign. I should put this as red in color. Subtraction. So we need to take note of sign. Okay, the sign can change later. So we keep this y plus 3. -3y times y gives you -3y squared. -3y times +3 become... Become what? -3y times +3 become?
-9y.
Correct. -9y. Okay, then we simplify our equation and get this answer. Actually, this one, it may or may not be the final answer. What we need to do, use our calculator menu 5 to do and check, key in the numbers, can it be factorized or not? If they give you decimal, means it cannot be factorized. Then I leave this as the answer. If I key inside a calculator, they got give me nice fraction or a number, right? Means it can be factorized, then I need to factorize it. So menu 5 to do on your calculator is very important skill. You must know. Okay? Right. This one, curious, how many of you done this already and got it correct? Let me see. Yeah, good. One person. 2. Let me see. I see you, the hands. Those who got it correct, hands up. Oh, nobody. Only 1. 2. Okay. Good. Okay. The next question. Can you tell me what is this pattern? This one is which pattern? Two terms. Which pattern is it? The
A square minus B.
A square minus B square. Then equals to, what are the brackets?
2x minus 3, 2x plus 3.
Correct. A plus B, A minus B, correct. So in this case, in exam, don't need to write so much working. I write the working is to show you all, okay? But if you can recognize it straight away, 4 is 2x times 2x gives you 4x squared. Then 9 is 3 times -3 to give you -9. So 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. Then the next part of the problem is highlight and take a look. This is 2x minus 3. This is 3 minus 2x. They are a little bit same but different. This is positive 2x, but here negative 2x. Remember just now when I do grouping, we change sign. Correct. We multiply by a -1 to change the sign. Okay. So now the 2x change sign become, the -2x change sign to become positive 2x. The 3 originally positive multiplied by -1 become -3. But this negative sign can only change one set of bracket. If it happens that there are 2 brackets, right, you can only change one. You cannot change 2 brackets. You can only change one negative sign only for one pair of brackets. Okay? Then next one, notice these 2 are exactly the same. Don't duplicate them. The one that is missing, you multiply in the one that's missing. And of course, this is subtraction. Later must take note of the sign. Negative and positive, what will happen?
Negative.
Yeah, negative over here. So for negative 1 times 2x, negative 1 times 3, negative 3x. Then we simplify these together, we get 1 minus 2x. Okay? Wow, if the question is really so simple, then you'll be wonderful, right? Okay, make sure if it comes out, make sure you all get the marks. Okay, hopefully the teacher don't set too difficult lah, huh? Next question, this one. What is the difference between this type and this type? This one, the square here got brackets or not? Is there any brackets here for this square? This one is the whole thing with a bracket square, right? So when you have the whole thing, yeah, correct. So when you have the whole thing, right, you square it, then it means you repeat. This one has brackets, okay, but this one here don't have brackets, so you don't repeat. So this one that has bracket, you repeat this already. So x minus 3, x minus 3. The last time, previous time, I think some of you wrote in your previous WA1 or WA2, you all did 1 plus 1 minus. No, if it's repeated, it's exactly the same sign. Don't go and change the sign. Then now, this one only got 1. So 1 more is missing. I multiply 1 more to it. Then again, subtraction. I said all the subtraction because I want to make sure you all are careful with your working. We'll change sign. This one become plus. So negative 2x times x is 2x square. Some of you miss out the square. Then again, what must I do? Can I leave this as the final answer? How do I know whether is this the final answer or not?
Calculator.
Use the calculator. Menu 522. If I want to use menu 522, I will rearrange it to negative 2x squared, 6x, and the number 3. Then I'll check x squared, x number. Then I'll press the calculator and check. Okay. I think in this case, this one had no, cannot be factorized. So got decimals. So this one is the final answer.
What if you don't check calculator?
What if you don't check calculator? It depends on the question. If the question is 3 marks, then maybe there is a final answer, you can still factorize and cancel out, right? Then you will have to minus 1 mark. But if the final answer has nothing to be cancelled out, even though you can factorize, we will accept both answers. Yeah. Okay. But that is given that there's nothing to factorize, nothing to cancel out. Okay. Next. Last part, then after I'll do simultaneous equation for Yusuf. Okay, first part over here, this is given, just sub in the numbers. I assume you know how to do, so I'm not going to go through. But take note, this one, when we add square root on our own, we always have a plus or minus. But this is given in the question. They only put a square root sign. If this is the case, how many kind of answers will there be? Do they want the is there 2 answers still? Look at the question. There's only 1 answer, and they want the positive answer. Good. That's right here, right, I think. Okay. But if we do the question on our own and we add in a square root sign, then that one will need to have a plus minus. That one is in the worksheet on changing subject formula. If we have time next time, then we'll have remedial again. Okay, so how do we do express W? That means make W the subject. Firstly, the W is trapped inside the jail. And not only that, this one, the outer jail, and they still have a fraction. So we need to get rid of it one by one. We peel off the outer shell first. This is the jail. This is square root. To undo square root, what's the opposite of square root? Some students will bring the square root here and then here got no more square root. That is not correct. You square it. Not bring the square root sign over to the other side. Okay, yeah. You square it. So it's s squared. Then after that, we have this already. We cross multiply the denominator away. We multiply the denominator. Yes. So 8 times s squared. Thank you. Then 3D bracket W minus D. From here, this part actually that can be done in 2 ways. Some students like to divide away 3D. Okay, for me, I don't know how to do. I just always keep the same type of method. So I just expand. So I'm left with 3DW minus 3D squared. Remember, I want to make W my subject. So I keep the term with the W. So this term, I keep it here. The one without W move over to the other side. So it will be 8s squared minus, the minus become plus. Okay, so this one negative right become plus, right? 3D squared. Then next, but not least, I only want W. I don't want the 3D. I don't want the 3D, so I divide by 3D.
So,
Okay, correct. Then you get the answer. But just a word of reminder, when you write in the answer blank, okay, when they write answer, right? Okay, answer blank, please do not write like that only. This is not complete. You have to write it with the W because W is the subject. So you have to write the whole thing as the answer. Write the whole thing inside, not part of it only. Do you need me to explain this question again? Are you all okay with this?
yes.
Okay, those who got additional problem, like you need me to explain again, you can stay back after that to ask me again, okay? Right? Okay, then I continue. Next part. This one, okay. Same thing. I want to make you the subject, but you is trapped inside the jail. And not only that, outside the jail still got some other things. So in this case, we must deal with the outermost, the terms right outside the square root first. How to get rid of half I times 2? How to get rid of m? This is times m, so I divide by m. So I keep it algebra as a fraction times 2 divided by m to give me 2w over m.
Cannot see.
Now, which one? Where?
Shift.
Shift. Shift. No, not shift. I do not shift the square root sign. I want to get rid of the square
No,
root.
I mean shift the screen.
Oh, okay. Shift the screen. You want to shift to which side? This one, is it? Okay, make it smaller. Is this better? Okay, or you want to copy the words down here, huh? Okay, can. Then the next step, I want to get rid of the square root. Not shift the square root here. Is I want to get rid of the square root, so I square both sides. Okay, but when I square both sides, right, I need you all to highlight this portion and take note. When I square both sides, right, it is difficult for me. A lot of students might do whole 2w over m whole thing square. But when we do this, right, they are not individual components on their own. It's very difficult for me to cross multiply or shift around things later. So what we do, right, we need to square every term individually. Square the number 2, become 2 square, become 4. Square the number w, get w square. Square the letter m, become n square. So we square everything individually. Okay. Then after this, I want u square, right? So I try to make u square a positive number. Okay, so in this case, I shift this one over here, the u square, so they become positive u square. But at the same time, there is no letter u over here, so this one go over to the other side. Okay, v square stays there. So then I will have this. Okay, last but not least, how to get rid of the square? We introduce the square root on our own, so we must have the lock and key to put the person inside the jail. So it'll be a plus minus square root, the whole thing. Is this okay? Y'all need a little bit more time? Okay, I don't know, what do you need? Okay, if you are okay, then maybe I still have about 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes. Can I go through simultaneous equation? Because Yusuf got a little bit of question on simultaneous equation. Is it okay? Oh, okay, wait. You need to write down the answers, is it?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Yusuf, you're done? You okay also? Okay, then I go through simultaneous equation. Is that okay? The rest with the rest of you? Okay, simultaneous equation. Yusuf, you have which particular question in mind, or do you need me to just explain everything? Huh? You got any particular question that you want me to go through first?
Don't have.
Don't have. Okay, then I just go through some basic skills first, okay? The first part of the question, okay, this one. Solve the following pair of simultaneous equation. There can be two methods. So the first one, I did a substitution. So most of you know how to do substitution method. From one of the equation, make x the subject. Huh? Okay,
I
make x
use
the
elimination.
you use elimination, then that will be a second part later, next question, okay? So I made x my subject. So if x is my subject, I shift 3y over. So I shift positive 3y over, it become minus 3y. Okay, then now the moment is I see this, I plug this into the next one of my equation. So 7 times 5 minus 3y, and then this. Then expand out. Okay, and I have this one, then add them together, get the answer. Shouldn't be too difficult for substitution. When can I use substitution? When I realize that there is only just the x or just the y on its own. When there's no other, let's say 2x, 3y, 3x, that one when you divide, you have a fraction. So try not to do those, right? Only those that has one x or one letter y on its own, then you use substitution method. Okay, then if not, then we should use the elimination method. How to use the elimination method? First one, we must make them the same number of units. In this case, I just make, I wanted to make the units for y the same. So make the same units. Okay, so I make y the same number of units. So in order for me to do that, what do I need to do? This is y, this is 3y, although it's negative. I'm going to put my multiply by 3. I'm going to times 3, multiply by 3 to make it become 3y. So if I want to multiply by 3, the whole equation need to multiply by 3. 4 times 3 gets 12. Y times 3 is 3y. 3 times 3 gives you 9. Then I write down my very first equation over here. Okay, then I check now the two of them have different sign. DSA. Different sign I add. SSS. Same sign I subtract. Okay, different sign we add. Same sign we subtract. So in this case, I add these two together. Okay, how come my answer disappeared? Okay, so I will have 14x equals to, this one is how much? 21? Is it 21? I also don't know. Is it 21? Okay, then I want x, I divide by 14. So 21 divided by 14 gives you the number 1.5. Okay, so after I got my answer 1.5 already, I sub x equals to 1.5 into either one of the equation. Can be equation number 1 or equation number 2. I see that equation 2 got y on its own, so I should sub into equation 2. 4x, 4 times 1.5 plus y equals to the number 3. 6 plus y equals to 3, y equals to 3 minus 6, y equals to negative 3. Answer. Okay, so I think most of you can do simultaneous equation if you do enough practice. But the question type that you might be a bit difficult is, how do you do this type of question over here? Okay, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time since I only have 7 minutes left. I can only explain one question, so I'll just do question number 5. Okay, first part, how do I do this question and solve all these things? First part, the question say, I have a table of values. This is all my data value, the cost. This is all my frequency, right? And then they say, show that x plus y equals to 60. How do I know that? The frequency is the number of loaves of bread. The total number of loaves of bread is 152. Okay, so the total number of loaves of bread means 60 plus x plus 32 plus y gives you 152. The total add together is 152. So from here, very obviously, minus away 60, minus away 32, get our answer. X plus Y equals to 60. Are you okay with the first part of the information? Use the loaf. Can or not? Okay, nobody say anything, then I continue. The second part, then you start to become blur a bit. How do you find mean? Mean is sum fx over sum f. We have to do this a little bit slowly. Sum fx over sum f. First, I already know sum f, my total frequency, to be the number 152. So this is already the number 152. Okay? So I use it. The next one, fx. So what do I need to do? Take the f and the x, the two of them, multiply together. So 60 times $2.20, 3.1 times x, 3.1x, 3.5 times 32, 4.4 times y. Then add them together, sum fx, add them together. Those with letter, I shall not add them together because they are different letters. So I take 132 plus 112 gives me 244. Then I'm left with 3.1 x and 4.4 y. So what do? I replace these into my sum f. Okay, I replace it into my sum f. It looks complicated, but it can be done. Then they tell me the mean. Over here, run out of colors already. This is $3, $3. Replace it here. Then we deal with it step by step. Cross multiply. 152 times 3 become 456 equals to the whole of this. Then I don't want the number 244. Get rid of 244 equals to this. Then get my second equation. Okay, even if I can't do part A and part B, I can still solve my simultaneous equation at the bottom. So with my simultaneous equation, the two of them, I already have x and y happily on my own. Either you can do substitution or you also can do elimination. Up to you. So my students, that time when I went through this one with my Sec 4s, they chose substitution. So they make x the subject, they bring the y over. Then anything with x, I replace with this. Then I work out my answer. Is this okay? Then I got my answer, these two. To do, always remember to double check the values. X and y are all frequency, so positive integer is still correct, logical. Okay? Are there any other questions you want to ask me? If there's no other questions, then time now is 3:58. Then I shall stop down here for today. Okay? If not, then thank you very much for attending my remedial. Bye-bye. Those of you who got questions, then you ask me again, okay? Any questions? Okay, bye. Arisa got a question to ask me? Which one?
Wait. I got one question.
Okay, wait. I pause the video recording first. I stop the video.